How about selling it to a minority ownership group that could show the NFL is moving in the right direction? Hey, it's one thing to talk about black coaches in the National Football League. It's one thing to talk about black general managers. It's another thing to start talking about a minority owner owning the football team.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
But curling, you don't need to be like, you know what I mean? You're not building a football team here or a baseball team from scratch. You're tossing some rocks on a nice surface. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but if you invest some money into it, you can get good at it. Like China's gotten good at it, and like, Japan, and like everybody, there's a lot of really good countries at curling right now.
Winter Games Central, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
They're just unblemished everywhere. They dominate you defensively, and they have offensive balance. They force turnovers and control the glass. Let's put it to you like this. UConn isn't just undefeated. They're a tyrant over the women's basketball landscape. March won't expose them much as they will confirm their invincibility.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
What's up? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. My main man, Tyron A. Johnson, right there. We are now officially done with the football season, and the NBA screwed the pooch on the very first night, had an opportunity to regain the American audience. Good morning, Tyrone. How are you, pal?
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'm interested in how the NBA...
Not really the NBA per se, but there's one particular guy that is such a fraud and such a clown.
Oh, boy.
The NBA, the day after the Super Bowl, all eyes are supposed to turn, bang, right to the NBA. Now, I think the NBA could redo some of its scheduling so it takes advantage of the week off in between the AFC, NFC championship games and the Super Bowl.
They could.
That's where I would do the NBA All-Star Game weekend because it's a weekend with nothing going on. So you'd have all the NFL fans that are longing for a sports event to be focused solely on your product.
Oh, I know why they haven't done that yet.
Well, they should do it.
No.
Go ahead.
The 18th game is coming, and once it does, where they are now...
But that's next year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now.
So
this year it should have been...
So move it again?
AFC, NFC championship games that Sunday. The next Sunday, NBA All-Star Weekend.
Right.
The next Sunday... NFL Super Bowl, the next Sunday, NBA until baseball starts.
Right, and what I'm saying is they would move it just to move it again. If you leave it now, it will naturally just be that week.
So move it again.
So just keep moving it.
I'm an NBA guy. And I feel like the NBA lost out on a golden opportunity. But here's the deal. I love the NBA. Everybody knows that. Adam Silver's my buddy. Everybody knows that. All good. The NBA, I think right now, should set a tone for every player in the league and send a message to us as fans that they recognize what we're frustrated about. LeBron James is a fraud. LeBron James, once again, proves that he's a pat-standing clown and should never again, ever be mentioned in the same breath as the greats who have ever played this great game that we call National Basketball Association basketball. So the LA Lakers have played the San Antonio Spurs 4 times this year. They're 1-3 in those 4 games against the Spurs. Okay, Spurs are a very good team. Forget about the record for a second. How many of those 4 games has your king, LeBron James, played in this year?
Against the San Antonio Spurs?
Yeah, against the San Antonio Spurs.
One?
And yesterday, the Lakers are playing the San Antonio Spurs again.
Yes.
And your king, once again, chose to load management himself and not play against a very good basketball team because he recognizes that he ain't good enough to be on the same court as anybody playing with the San Antonio Spurs. LeBron James is afraid of playing against good basketball teams. So not once, not twice, but 3 times this year, he has chosen to sit out while healthy against the San Antonio Spurs. Please make that make sense, since you and a lot of people your generation feel like LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. I ask you this. How many great teams did Michael Jordan duck? None. How many great teams did Wilt Chamberlain duck? None. How many great teams did Larry Bird duck? None. How many great teams did Magic Johnson duck? None. One guy in the history of basketball that wants to be known as the greatest player of all time has repeatedly decided to shy away from the smoke and avoid playing good basketball teams so he's not further exposed as a pat-standing clown. What a disgrace to the NBA. The NBA gave this clown a patch that he alone wears on his jersey to commemorate his 23rd season in the NBA. And how does he repay the NBA? How does he repay us basketball fans that are dying for a high-level competitive basketball? He sits on his ass on the bench and forces his untalented son down our throats because he knows he ain't good enough to help the Lakers beat the Spurs. It is a embarrassment to professional sports.
This is.
Thank you. I'm going home.
This
now.
is perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've had some Whoppers.
Yeah, this is the most creative and on-target one I've ever said. Maybe.
The worst opening of a Hall of Fame career, a literal Hall of Fame career.
I am in the Hall of Fame.
You're in the Hall of Fame.
And by the way, that's not hyperbole. Like, I'm literally in the Radio Hall of Fame, the New York Radio Hall of Fame.
And I expect better.
As one of the great broadcasters to ever put his mouth behind a microphone and spit out words.
Yeah, and that's what you did this morning. Spit them out. Where was Austin Reeves last night?
You're going to pair LeBron James
No, hold on.
Thank you for doing my job for me.
Where was Luka last night?
Yeah, Luka was hurt.
Oh, what was he hurt?
Yeah, yes.
Or is he just playing out the string till after the All-Star break?
Luka's hurt. Austin Reeves is hurt.
He's not hurt.
Your king is not hurt.
No.
He's afraid.
He's over 40. Also,
he's afraid.
No. Let's get to the ducking part real fast.
Let's get to the ducking part.
Michael Jordan took a load management year and a half.
Oh, stop.
Okay, he took a load management year and a half. So I love how people get mad. Oh, LeBron missed a game. Michael Jordan took a year and a half off because the smoke got too smoky.
No,
all right.
He evacuated. Now you're just spitting lies.
No, that's the truth. That's
I know
the
you
real
don't like
truth.
Michael Jordan.
No, I love Michael Jordan, actually.
But it seems like you don't.
I love Michael Jordan.
That was not load management.
It was load management.
You know full well what that was.
No, I do not know what it was.
He was suspended by the NBA.
I don't believe that that's the case.
You know it, and I know it.
I don't believe that conspiracy theory.
Michael Jordan
I believe it was him on the ground ducking smoke.
Is that right?
He knew
Stop right there.
Stop
right there. Stop right there.
He knew the Rockets were
there.
coming.
So you think the guy that had just finished winning his 3rd consecutive NBA championship
it was too much for him.
Decided, I need a break?
He did.
And
that's
then came
what happened.
back and won 3 straight again.
No. That's not what happened.
That's a fireable offense.
No, that's not what happened. He came back and lost to the Magic because he didn't like that Shaq and Penny smoke.
He barely played that season.
No.
That.
He came back after his load management. Came back and lost in the playoffs, really in an embarrassing
when he won
fashion.
Number 45 and had the ball stolen
It was very embarrassing for Michael Jordan. Here's the thing.
Hold on. Stop there for 1 second. Here's what's embarrassing. That the only defense you have for your king is taking shots at the greatest player of all time.
I didn't take a shot at him.
You haven't defended LeBron yet. You haven't said anything good about LeBron yet.
He's the greatest player to ever live.
Your entire reaction to what I said is simply, look what Michael Jordan did when he retired and then came back.
See,
you have not said that I'm wrong.
You are wrong.
Now
you're
saying
extremely
I'm wrong.
Also, Bronny was getting buckets last night, for the record. Bronny was out there getting buckets. All right? Let me look at it. 5 of 10, 2 of 2 for the foul line. Bronny was getting buckets last night for his 12 points.
Bronny wouldn't score in a WNBA game.
LeBron James is the best 40-year-old athlete we've ever seen seen in this earth.
I'm not sure
There's
about
never
that.
been an athlete over the age of 40 that has been close, including Tom Brady. No one's been able to do that because Tom Brady didn't play
won
no
a Super Bowl in his
He didn't
40s.
play no damn defense. And that's the thing
Neither
about
does
LeBron. LeBron's the greatest, okay? We know he's the greatest. And here's one more thing, right? I'm looking at the games that he missed, okay? Because facts matter sometimes, believe it or not. Facts matter. So I look at the games he's missed. He had the 14 games due to a serious back ailment.
We had no back ailment.
Yes, he did. He had a serious case of sciatica.
Yeah.
It's a miracle he's still standing.
It's a miracle.
And over 20 points a game. Then he missed against the Pelicans, a terrible team. So he's ducking them. The Celtics without Tatum.
Celtics are the 3 seed right now in the East.
They're all right.
Yeah.
And then the Spurs twice.
Yeah.
Okay. In which Luka and Austin Reeves also didn't play in those
ducked
games.
the Spurs 3 times.
No, how did he duck him? He was hurt before.
He's ducked him 3 times.
How's that a duck?
He's ducked him 3 times, including last night.
Did he duck the Trailblazers?
He ducked the Oklahoma City Thunder. No, that's the point.
He
didn't play
the Hawks?
No, the point is
he didn't play the first 14 games.
Your king,
with a serious injury,
who is now not eligible because he's not going to play 65 games this year for any postseason awards or anything like that.
That's fine.
Is now exposing himself for what he is.
Nah.
He's a guy that should stay on the porch, buy himself a dog because he's scared.
He's not scared.
He's afraid of the smoke.
He's not afraid of
this is what I recommend. I tell my kids all the time. Not everybody's built for it, and I respect that. Some guys want it all day and night. I like Stewart on Detroit. You want to fight? That dude's always ready to go.
He's always ready to go.
Wait, someone say fight? I'm ready to go.
He's always ready.
When it comes to LeBron James, and this is what we've learned about LeBron James. LeBron James ain't that guy. He's not about that lifestyle.
He is about that life.
LeBron James would rather sit on his ass, watch his untalented son try to play basketball, and explain to people why he's not playing against the San Antonio Spurs. And it's a shame that the NBA had what could have been a great post-Super Bowl matchup as a standalone event. Just Lakers, Spurs.
With just LeBron.
And LeBron James decided, nah, coach, I can't go tonight. Nah, coach, I ain't about it. Nah, coach, the king don't want to play against Wamba Yamba Mama. We've learned a lot about LeBron, and none of it's good. None of it.
How about selling it to a minority ownership group that could show the NFL is moving in the right direction? Hey, it's one thing to talk about black coaches in the National Football League. It's one thing to talk about black general managers. It's another thing to start talking about a minority owner owning the football team.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio. Only on SportsGrid.
They're just unblemished everywhere. They dominate you defensively, and they have offensive balance. They force turnovers. They control the glass. Let's put it to you like this. UConn isn't just undefeated. They're a tyrant over the women's basketball landscape. March won't expose them much as they will confirm their invincibility.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Gosh, I really do like the storylines with these open field events. Like, I want us to expand these signature events to bigger fields because I really do like the Joel Damon story, the Andrew Putnam story. That's part of the PGA Tour and what makes it so good. So I don't know where they're going to eventually end up on all of this.
The Smiley Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron A. Johnson here as well, arguing throughout the entire break there. I think the point has been made. You're an apologist for LeBron James.
I'm not.
And by the way, I accept you for who you are. You know I love you.
Yeah.
And I'm an anti-LeBron guy.
Yeah.
And you accept me for who I am.
Yeah.
But not playing last night, just a crime. Listen, an absolute crime.
It wouldn't have changed the outcome. He'd have been out there by himself.
Yeah,
he didn't have his whole squad.
By the way, did he make $500,000 yesterday? Yes or no?
I don't know.
He did. That's what he gets paid per game.
I don't pay attention to the salary. I'm so into the game that I don't worry about the finances.
LeBron James made $500,000 sitting on his ass yesterday.
Yeah.
Couldn't bring himself to play because no Austin Reeves, an undrafted player. I can't win basketball games anymore if Austin Reeves isn't on the court.
Luka out.
And Luka also. Yeah.
Left Luka out. But he's just somewhat important, Luka.
Yeah, you would think that he owed a debt of gratitude to the NBA for giving him that stupid patch and actually showing up to play on a nationally televised game.
See, now what is with your obsession with the Tops patch that he didn't ask for?
Because no other play. Yeah, he did ask for it.
No, he did not ask for it.
I have confirmed that as a fact.
You have not
he was in on the creation of it and the ideology behind it.
Do not do this. Do not do this.
I know for a fact.
All right.
You know who I'm friends with.
Audience, be careful.
You know who my friends are.
I'm saying sometimes Craig plays fast and loose with some of these facts.
LeBron James wanted the patch. LeBron James helped design the patch.
He might have
and
done
LeBron James was in on the patch. And LeBron James is profiting off the patch because as you know, they're cutting it up after every game. New Jersey each game.
Yeah.
And they're selling it in specialized, Topps NBA trading card packages. He has an endorsement deal with Topps. So this is about more money for
That's
LeBron
your Hanukkah gift 2026.
I appreciate
LeBron
you.
patch.
It's funny, you know what somebody got me for my birthday? You got me nothing, but it's okay. You're not alone because Ethan got me nothing also. But a friend of mine got me the LeBron James Hennessy.
Oh, well, see, there you go.
Like I'm ever going to open that bottle.
You'll drink it.
Anyway, so look, that's LeBron stuff. Just obnoxious that LeBron decided not to play yesterday for the third time this year. He has stuck the San Antonio Spurs. So more on that, of course, coming up throughout the show.
You know, I think the real reason you brought that up is because the Knicks in overtime lost to a team that's trying to lose on purpose.
Yes, the Knicks
so now
lost to
you're
the Pacers.
trying to run from that, and here comes the LeBron stuff. But that's all right. That's all right.
Not our best game.
Okay. Because the Pacers want to lose right now, and then somehow they win.
Yeah. By the way, I think they lost 4 or 5 in a row before last night at the Garden.
Yeah, they want to lose.
And by the way,
they're using it as
scored 130 points against the Knicks last night.
And before the game, I had to hear from all the pundits. The Knicks have fixed their defense. They're ready to roll. Go after the All-Star break. Yeah, they didn't fix it last night.
Carl took a step backwards last night, too. All right, look, that's that. I want to go to Seattle real quick. I was looking up when I was really interrupted by the end of the commercial break who the mayor of Seattle is.
Yeah.
So the mayor of Seattle is a gal named Katie Wilson. I don't claim to know anything about Katie Wilson at all. All right, but Katie Wilson is the mayor of Seattle. I'm not sure if she's a first-term mayor, second-term mayor. You guys can look it up for me. I know nothing about her politically.
Yeah, but she's a last-term mayor.
Okay.
I feel very comfortable saying that.
I just want to be clear. What I'm about to say is apolitical.
It is.
I do not know her political background. I know nothing about the woman. This is not Republican versus Democrat, so do not shoot the messenger, okay? That being said, Katie Wilson made a tragic mistake today, in my opinion. The Seattle Seahawks win the Super Bowl. Now, say whatever you want about the city of Seattle, don't matter to me. Beautiful town, right? This is a day where they're having the parade. And the mayor of Seattle came out and said that public schools are open and we will not tolerate or accept any absences from any of our public school children, K to 12. Can't speak for private schools. They run by their own system, obviously, like in every other city. But if you do not go to school today because you and your dad or you and your mom or an uncle or your family is celebrating your second ever Super Bowl championship and you want to be a part of the downtown parade and enjoy a Super Bowl championship, which is a rite of passage for a lot of fathers and sons.
Absolutely.
And a day that you will remember for the rest of your lives. Long after your mom or dad or family passes away, you'll tell stories at Thanksgiving. Remember when Dad and I went to the parade? What a great moment that was. And this is the type of thing that a mayor should understand. Because I'm sure she'll be at the parade and she'll be introducing Mike McDonald and everybody else, right?
Yep.
How do you tell public school kids that they are not allowed to attend the parade? And if they do not go to class or school today, it's going to be a little knock on their report card and on their attendance.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Seattle, get this right. You did something that is very hard to do.
Yeah.
You won a Super Bowl, and it's a likable team, and a likable head coach, and a likable quarterback. And you've got legions of Seahawks fans who want to beat wherever they do their parade. I just say downtown because it makes sense in my head. Who want to join their fellow fans and community members and neighbors to enjoy and celebrate a Super Bowl championship. How do you not tell those kids, you go enjoy that because you deserve it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, I can compare it to the recent parades. Last year in Philadelphia, all the kids were allowed to be off.
And I'm not sure the mayor was last year, but
she was
they
there.
said,
oh, yeah.
Go to the parade.
Yeah. Cheryl Parker made it very clear. That was the name of the mayor. Yeah. She introduced, she actually spoke too long, but that's a whole separate thing. And yes, and they were all there. And the other part was there were a couple South Jersey principals.
Did the same?
Leading up to the week.
Okay.
Who was saying you can't wear Eagle stuff to school.
Come on.
They got the principals up out of there.
Did they?
Like, because so many parents were upset. Like, what do you mean? It's the Friday before the Super Bowl.
For those of you that don't know why he's saying South Jersey, because there's parts of South Jersey which it's literally 50 yards away from Philadelphia.
Right.
So South Jersey is considered part of the Philadelphia metro from a fan standpoint.
Right. And they tried that, and they got the principals up out of there. It's unbelievable. And what it shows is, at the end of the day, regardless of her politics, she's not a regular person.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
She's not a regular
Politics
person.
aside, she doesn't. Like, she's going to take advantage of the opportunity.
Of course.
There'll be a million people downtown for the parade.
Of course.
Whatever Seattle's got. But why would you rob innocent kids who want to enjoy a moment with a family member, a dad, a mom, whomever, from celebrating something great? Like winning a Super Bowl. I've never experienced it, obviously. You have, and you've been to a couple in the last decade where I've never experienced any of that. It's something intangibly special for a community and for a city. And to come out and be so tone deaf, to say that we are not accepting any absences for kids today outside of a proven sickness with like an actual note from a doctor. That if you play hooky from school today with your parents to go down to the parade, that is going to count as an unexcused absence from school. Could you be more tone deaf?
I mean, she can't. She cannot.
Yeah.
Like, she shouldn't run for re-election because at the end of the day, she doesn't care about her constituents.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about them.
Yes. And by the way, I've taken my shots at Seattle. As Seattle fans, you deserve this moment, and you should be there to enjoy it.
We knew this was coming at some point, but did you think he was going for Kristaps Porzingis? It's almost like they thought they were going to get it on Giannis. They didn't get Giannis, so they went to Porzingis. Now, Porzingis is a stretch five if he's healthy. Rim protection, block shots, three-point shooting, helps Golden State.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
You guys had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You knew you were facing a Mike McDonald defense that disguises everything, and that was your game plan, to play scared. I mean, Mike Vrabel, I love the guy. He played that game, Donnie, like it was a preseason scrimmage in August and not the Super Bowl.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
But curling, you don't need to be like, you're not building a football team here or a baseball team from scratch. You're tossing some rocks on an ice surface. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but if you invest some money into it, you can get good at it. Like China's gotten good at it, and Japan, and everybody. There's a lot of really good countries at curling right now.
Winter Game Central, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as well. we talk a lot about the NCAA portal and NIL and all that stuff. And I was just thinking about how the University of Ole Miss is now taking up the fight for Trinidad Chambliss, trying to appeal to the NCAA for him to get one extra year of college football so he can come back, obviously, and play again. That was the kid. He won the D2 championship, obviously became a really good college quarterback at the NCAA Division 1A level for Ole Miss. They're trying to claim, it's actually funny, that at some point early in his collegiate career, he had laryngitis once.
Yep.
And because he had laryngitis, he missed some football games. And it should be like, it was a redshirt medical year because he had a sore throat.
Well, he missed.
Which is why I lead from the front. I've got a sore throat every day, but I ain't taking years off from my craft. I show up for work.
He had a regular redshirt. He ended up missing the entire season.
With laryngitis.
It wasn't, he had
something like that.
He had some throat issues.
Yeah, laryngitis.
That does make it tough for the quarterback.
Silent count.
So, just so it's clear, he has only played 3 years of college football. He wants that fourth year to play. He's not one of those guys that played already 4 or 5 years. He played 3 years and now wants a fourth.
2 at D2?
He played 2 at D2.
And then last year at Ole Miss.
1 at Ole Miss. And then this will be the 4th year if he's granted. Apparently, they have the medical records. Yeah. And that's why they believe they're going to win.
His throat hurts. Let's give him another year of eligibility. Because he's a really good college quarterback, but maybe not just ready for the NFL yet.
Yeah.
So 1 more year of seasoning. Look, I like the kid. It don't matter to me. You want to let the kid play? Let him play till he's 40 for all I care. I bring that up because there's a kid that plays for Montana.
Yeah.
He's a linebacker. The kid's name is Solomon Tuliaupupu. So you know his nickname.
Wait, what is his nickname?
His name is Solomon Tuliaupupu. So you know his nickname. Is his nickname Poo Poo? Gotta be, right?
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Translate into English, S-head.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they call the kid.
Yeah.
In any event, he was in the same recruiting class coming out of high school as Micah Parsons was.
Yes, who played 3 years and then went pro.
Okay, so Micah Parsons has now played 5 seasons in the NFL. This kid came out of high school the same year as a 5-year NFL veteran.
Yeah.
The NCAA just approved that he's allowed to come back again next year for what will be his 9th year of college football or eligibility.
Yeah.
9th. So you have one kid who had laryngitis, I guess, for a couple weeks, and it derailed his freshman year D2. He played 2 years of D2, played for Ole Miss last year. He's like, I'd like to get another year of college football, and I've only played 3 years of college football.
Right, and they're
like, no, can't have that.
Yeah, what are you doing?
4th year of college football. No, heavens to Bitsy, we can't allow that.
Yeah.
But a linebacker at Montana, who never had laryngitis apparently, he got approved for a 9th year of eligibility. So I say to you, make it make sense.
It doesn't, and that's the problem right now. And then imagine being a coach right now. When you have this NIL and all this stuff going on, and you want to give a player money, but you're not sure whether or not the player's allowed to play. Then you had the Alabama basketball player who was a pro. They let him play. Now another judge came in and said, can't play anymore.
Right.
So you don't know what this eligibility is. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But apparently in this particular case with this guy,
9 years of eligibility.
Apparently he had a very serious injury.
Okay.
That took him out multiple years.
9?
Allegedly.
Okay. Now, if you told me,
but I don't know the kid.
That the guy
allegedly
enlisted in the Army,
yes,
and did his 3-year commitment to the armed services.
Go play as much as you go.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Play as long as you want.
I agree.
But this kid is just an average linebacker at Montana who's now 30, who loves playing football. Obviously, he's not good enough to play at the next level, as most kids that play in Montana aren't. Not a knock, that's just reality. And he's trying to keep the dream alive. So every year he appeals to the NCAA, and every year they're like, yeah, it's Montana, who cares? You could play again. So what's crazy about it, and I was reading about this kid this morning, he will be the first player in NCAA history to play football on the same division, I don't know what Montana is, 1AA, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
With his son.
He's got his son out there.
Yeah.
Apparently, Poo Poo was at USC.
Poo Poo.
Well, Poo Poo.
Yeah.
He was there in 2022.
Okay, so that's 4 years ago.
Then he missed all of 2023 with an injury.
What do you have, the Trinidad laryngitis?
He missed the whole year.
Yeah, okay.
Then played at USC at 2024.
So he was a legitimate Division I linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, he got some playing time, like one sack.
But UCLA, USC, that's real.
And then transferred last season to Montana, and this will be the 4th year in which he's actually played football of the 9.
So he gets to play 4 years over the course of 9 years.
9 years,
But Chambliss doesn't get to play 4 years over 5.
Yes.
Or 6.
Over 6, yeah.
Got it. That makes sense to anybody?
Of course it doesn't.
That's why the NCAA's got to be disbanded. We need a new body to rule on these things because they're terrible at it and there's no consistency.
How about selling it to a minority ownership group that could show the NFL is moving in the right direction? Hey, it's one thing to talk about black coaches in the National Football League. It's one thing to talk about black general managers. It's another thing to start talking about a minority owner owning the football team.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio. Only on SportsGrid.
They're just unblemished everywhere. They dominate you defensively, and they have offensive balance. They force turnovers and control the glass. Let's put it to you like this. UConn isn't just undefeated. They're a tyrant over the women's basketball landscape. March won't expose them much as they will confirm their invincibility.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Gosh, I really do like the storylines with these open field events. Like, I want us to expand these signature events to bigger fields because I really do like the Joel Damon story, the Andrew Putnam story. It's part of the PGA Tour and what makes it so good. So I don't know where they're going to eventually end up on all of this.
The Smiley Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Hey, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron A. Johnson here as well. I know a lot of you saw that it was a mini fight in the NBA a couple nights ago. It looked worse than it really was.
Yeah, nobody got hurt.
Not a single punch really connected.
Yeah. But
the suspensions came out. Isaiah Stewart, who is ready to go all time.
All times.
That's a great ride or die guy.
Yes.
That's the guy you want on your crew if you're going out partying tonight, because if someone steps awkwardly towards you, you know you got one guy with you that is always ready to go.
Yes.
Did someone say fight? Bang.
Yes. It shows you how together that Pistons group is. Like, that's a team where they're going to be a tough out because they're hanging together for real. Yeah.
So Isaiah Stewart got 7 games. He also came off the bench. That's an automatic suspension.
Yeah.
Miles Bridges got 4 games. Musa Diabate got 4 games. Yeah. And Jalen Duren got 2. Yeah. So obviously you come off the bench and you mix it up. Yeah. You can't even complain about it.
Right.
But that goes over big time in the locker room.
Big time.
Now, everybody already knew he was a ride or die guy. But that Pistons team, I've told you, the only team in the East that scares me as a Knicks fan, even with last night's embarrassing loss to the Pacers, is that Detroit team. Because they've got toughness, they've got grit, they've got a go-to guy in Cade Cunningham, and they can do a lot of things really well. Plus, they've got size.
Yeah, they got size they can throw. And that's really the only thing, it appears, that really bothers the Knicks is that perimeter size. Seems like the only thing that really bothers them.
They beat them last year.
They did.
They get credit for that.
And they were younger.
Yeah.
And that's the other part. They're still young, so we'll see if they're fully ready.
And the Knicks can play tough physical ball, too.
They are.
But
they're very tough.
Detroit is a physical basketball team.
The NBA also really, Doran made the All-Star game.
They're also the number 1 seed right now.
Yes, Doran made the All-Star game. He is still allowed to participate this weekend despite the suspension because there were people, because it was up in the air. He's still allowed to do everything.
Well, that's interesting. I never thought about that. If you get suspended, and what do they have? They have 1 game left before the All-Star weekend?
Right, so it's 1.
So in theory, in theory, if you get a 2-game suspension, would the second game be the All-Star game? I mean, outside of something really egregious that warranted a suspension, I think the NBA is right on that.
Yeah.
You know, he got voted in. He deserves to get in. Now, he's not going to get a lot of playing time, I don't think. But look, he should play in the All-Star.
And if you look at what happened, he was the one who was wrong the most. He really got the 2 games for mugging the guy. It was a regular foul that escalated. The guy got in his face, and that's why he had the least amount of. He was the least wrong in that group.
Yeah, but by the way, I have no problem with him being eligible to be an All-Star weekend.
And he earned.
It's not even a real game.
And fans want to see him.
Yeah,
fans want to see him.
Like you should, if you're suspended for 2 games, you're suspended for 2 NBA games.
Right.
That count in the standings. Exactly. That hurts your team. Right. That's the punishment. You shouldn't be suspended from what's a glorified, pickup game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So.
Yeah, because and then Ethan's all upset about it downstairs.
Ethan should do his own show.
Right. But here's the thing that I don't think Ethan understands. The point of this is to hurt the Pistons.
Yes.
Not to hurt the fans.
Correct.
The fans want to see the All-Stars play the All-Star game.
If you really want to hurt them, make him participate in the dunk contest.
Make him do it. Now you got to do the dunk contest. He doesn't have any skits planned. He doesn't have any props ready. You have to put all that together on the fly.
Yeah. Look, instead of making you miss the All-Star weekend, we're going to make you participate in the dunk contest because people want to see stars.
It's almost like they thought they were going to get it on Giannis. They didn't get Giannis, so they went to Porzingis. Now, Porzingis is a stretch 5 if he's healthy. Rim protection, block shots, 3-point shooting. Helps Golden State.
Pro basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
You guys had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You knew you were facing a Mike McDonald defense that disguises everything, and that was your game plan, to play scared. I mean, Mike Vrabel, I love the guy. He played that game, Donnie, like it was a preseason scrimmage in August and not the Super Bowl.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session.
You've even considered it or not, so you may be hearing this for the first time. You're well aware of Bill Belichick, who he is.
Yes.
You obviously know who Tom Brady is.
Yes.
And I assume you know who, let me pick a random Patriot, I don't know, Damon Amendola is, right? No, he's a talk show host. My bad, I'm serious. What's that guy's name from New England?
Justin Edelman?
I'm Amendola.
Danny Amendola.
Danny Amendola. Yeah, I confused him with an old buddy of mine from Sports Talk Radio. Damon Amendola. His name, what's the guy's name?
Danny Amendola.
Amendola. Danny Amendola.
Yeah, he's the one that's not. Edelman does media now, right?
Got it.
He was also on the Patriots.
Danny Amendola.
Yeah.
Well, Damon Amendola is going to be happy. This is not a story about him. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
There's something fishy going up there in New England.
Why?
And I'm starting to investigate it.
All right.
And I'm thinking this requires like a 5-part podcast type of scenario.
Okay.
Okay. So Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is dating a woman that is 50 years younger than him.
Yes.
Okay? Jordan Hassan, as you know, okay?
Yes, indeed.
And it's disgusting. And it's sick.
Yeah.
And no joke, where like when Bill Belichick was like 60 years old, she was in nursery school. Like, let that sink in for a second, okay?
That's literal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you have Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft.
He's in his 80s.
Whose wife sadly passed away a number of years ago. Robert Kraft is 80 years old. He's dating a woman 30 years younger than him.
Oh, okay.
Now, she's an adult. She's a 50-year-old woman.
Yeah.
She's a doctor.
It's
right, Gal?
less gross.
Yeah.
Significantly less gross.
She got to an age where it's less gross.
Yeah.
Like if he were 50 and she were 20, gross.
Gross, yes.
Right.
Right.
Then you have Tom Brady. Tom Brady is 48 years old.
That, yeah.
Tom Brady's dating Alex Earl. Alex Earl is 24. So a 24-year age gap.
Yeah.
And then you have, what's his name again? Danny Amendola.
Danny Amendola
is 40 years old. He is now dating a 21-year-old named Grace. I don't know her last name. Doesn't matter. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell. Grace Montgomery's like an Instagram model or something like that, right?
Yeah, well, not much anymore. She was.
I'm trying to figure out. I have a daughter who's 25 years old.
Yeah.
If at any point in her life as a young woman, she came over to my house for Thanksgiving and said, I want to introduce you to my boyfriend, and that boyfriend was 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years older than her.
Yeah.
Do you think I would allow that person to eat dinner at my table?
Hell no.
Hell no.
You can't.
Do you think that guy, if I gave him a 10-second head start, would be allowed to walk off my property?
No.
Probably not.
You can't.
And I'm no tough guy. Right. I'm just keeping it real.
That's your daughter.
So, Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, Danny Amendola. It's fair for me to ask the question, what the F is going on with guys that played football or involved in football with the New England Patriots and the reality that they choose to date women who literally were in elementary school when they were in their 30s or worse?
Yeah.
Can somebody please explain that to me? Because I find it troubling. And I find it typical for that New England Patriot fan behavior. It's sick. Ugh.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Gosh, I really do like the storylines with these open field events. Like I want us to expand these signature events to bigger fields, because I really do like the Joel Damon story, the Andrew Putnam story. It's part of the PGA Tour and what makes it so good. So I don't know where they're going to eventually end up on all of this.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
You guys had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You knew you were facing a Mike McDonald defense that disguises everything, and that was your game plan, to play scared. I mean, Mike Vrabel, I love the guy. He played that game, Donnie, like it was a preseason scrimmage in August and not the Super Bowl.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We knew this was coming at some point, but did you think he was going for Kristaps Porzingis? It's almost like they thought they were going to get it on Giannis. They didn't get Giannis, so they went to Porzingis. Now, Porzingis is a stretch five if he's healthy. Rim protection, block shots, three-point shooting, helps Golden State.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as well. As we regroup after the Super Bowl, I thought I'd be the first guy in the country to give you a taste of what's happening next year in the NFL. So I put together two little top three lists for you, Tyrone. I've got the three teams that made the playoffs this year that are unlikely to make it next year.
Okay.
And I did the top three teams that did not make the playoffs this year that are going to make it next year. Okay, so I want to start with the three teams that did not make the playoffs this year that I believe are a lock to be in the postseason next year. Okay? So out this year, in next year. You got it?
That's good, yeah.
All right. Number three, this team tied for the division lead. Got beat down by a couple bad teams late, did not have the best quarterback play, and actually considered firing their head coach this offseason. But also, to be fair, dealt with a lot of injuries to their offense, and in doing so, discovered a great talent, I think, in Tez Johnson. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be back in the postseason this year coming up.
Yeah, now that's interesting.
Number
because
three.
Atlanta was a team that a lot of people were high on as well in that division, but now they have a bunch of controversy, so that would make sense.
All right. Sorry, just taking a drink of my Dr. Pepper. Number two, I think when he's healthy, he's one of the best quarterbacks in football. Problem is he's never healthy. And I think this is a make-or-break year for Zach Taylor in Cincinnati and Joe Burrow as the future franchise quarterback of the Bengals. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are back in the postseason next year. I think Pittsburgh is out. I think Cleveland is out. And I think Cincinnati gets into the playoffs most likely as a wild card team. But I think the Bengals, with a healthy Joe Burrow, are back in the postseason.
Now, that's interesting because they've missed the playoffs now a couple of years in a row.
Yeah. And he's been hurt, but that's,
that's
the way it goes with him.
I mean, since the Super Bowl, they lost in the conference championship. Then it was 9-8, 9-8, 6-11.
Yes.
The last 3 years.
Yeah, so this is Zach Taylor's last shot there.
Absolutely.
And I think if the Bengals don't make the playoffs, Joe Burrow is getting traded out of Cincinnati.
Yes.
I think the Burrow, as much as he's a great quarterback, and you can make an argument maybe he's the best quarterback in franchise history, along with Kenny Anderson and Boomer Esiason, this is make or break it for the Cincinnati Bengals. And number one, and I wanted this team to be in the playoffs so badly because I thought they could have made a run. The Baltimore Ravens are back. New head coach, got rid of John Harbaugh, who made a horrendous mistake in that last game against Pittsburgh to try to get in by moving his field goal kicker back and taking a knee, as opposed to having Derrick Henry run the ball for 5 yards, which he was averaging 7 in that game, and try to kick a game-winning field goal. I think the Baltimore Ravens, with a better head coach, a better plan, I think the Baltimore Ravens are back in the playoffs as division champions.
That one I believe the most of the three, in large part because I believe in their quarterback the most of the three.
Okay, so three teams that were out this year, in next year: Tampa 3, Bengals 2, Ravens 1. Now we got to flip the script. There are three teams that made the playoffs this year that I do not think are going to make the playoffs next year. To be fair, I wanted to put the Denver Broncos on this list. I wanted to put the number one seed Denver Broncos on this list, but I got three choices that are just better. And I got to be true to my heart, Tyrone. So these are the three teams that made the playoffs this year and are going to be out next year.
So you're saying better than a team where they had to get rid of the offensive coordinator, even though the offensive coordinator doesn't call plays.
Yes.
And the head coach threw the quarterback under the bus.
Under the bus.
So even worse than that.
Yes.
These three.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The number 3 team, the Chicago Bears, will not be in the playoffs next year. I think we're learning a valuable lesson about the Chicago Bears. A reckless head coach who decided at the worst possible time to be conservative in that playoff game after the miracle touchdown on 4th down, decides not to go for the win, and obviously they lose to the Rams in overtime. That's on Ben Johnson, and let's be further honest about this. Outside of a couple amazing fourth quarter drives, Caleb Williams was an average quarterback for the majority of the games he played. He had some brilliant fourth quarters and some brilliant last-second drives for or to get into field goal position to win games. But if you look at the breadth of his work last year, Caleb Williams, an average quarterback.
Well, that part is
A
true.
great fourth quarter quarterback.
But he also might be the most talented quarterback in the whole league. This one, I don't know if I can buy.
Okay, it's fine. That's fine. My list is typically right, but we'll see how it plays
Well, we'll
out.
see how it plays out.
We're going to see how it plays out.
You just decided that a team that won a very tough division is just not going to make the playoffs.
Okay, so number 2, a lot of you are thinking right now, oh, he's going to say the Detroit Lions. No, I'm not saying the Detroit Lions. I'm not sold on the Detroit Lions making it to the playoffs after missing it this past year. I'm not sure if the Lions ever make it back to the postseason. But I can tell you this. There's a team that made it into the playoffs that had no business in the playoffs. It's the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers kind of backdoored their way into the postseason after the 3-way tie, right? And the Carolina Panthers still have an Oompa playing quarterback. And I know he's played better than he started off his career. And he's now, I guess, officially their franchise quarterback. He is not a good quarterback. It is not a good football team. And while I give them a lot of credit, somehow, some way, they got in. And I give Dave Canales a lot of credit. Carolina Panthers are a 6-win team next year. They're done.
I think the one issue here is you're not giving them any respect for the tough playoff loss to the Rams. It's not like they got to the playoffs and got steamrolled. They arguably should have won that football game, but I probably agree with you.
Thank you. Carolina Panthers, we call that a one and done. And that brings me to number 1. Do not put it up on the screen just yet, boys. Be patient, all right? You're very premature with that. Number 1, I gotta pick a team that made it this year that's not getting in next year.
That's right.
All right, and I thought long and hard about it. Most of you think I'm going to pick a wild card team, a team that maybe barely got in, and obviously luck went their way. I'm not going that way. It's too easy.
Right.
It's an easy narrative. It's lazy for me. So I think the most overrated team that made it to the playoffs this past year, that is going to have their come back to earth kind of moment throughout next year with a very difficult schedule, both at home and on the road. The team that made it this year, that is going to be on the outside looking in, wondering where it all went wrong, are the New England Patriots. Your AFC representative in this year's Super Bowl is not going to the playoffs next year. They're at best a 6-win team next year. They have a quarterback problem. They have little talent on the offensive side of the ball. They have a tough schedule. And they will be another one of those stories of a Super Bowl runner-up that doesn't even make it back to the dance next year. The Patriots are out. One and done.
We knew this was coming at some point, but did you think he was going for Kristaps Porzingis? It's almost like they thought they were going to get it on Giannis. They didn't get Giannis, so they went to Porzingis. Now, Porzingis is a stretch 5 if he's healthy. Rim protection, block shots, 3-point shooting, helps Golden State.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
You guys had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You knew you were facing a Mike McDonald defense that disguises everything, and that was your game plan, to play scared. I mean, Mike Vrabel, I love the guy. He played that game, Donnie, like it was a preseason scrimmage in August and not the Super Bowl.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
But curling, you don't need to be like, you know what I mean? You're not building a football team here or a baseball team from scratch. You're tossing some rocks on an ice surface. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but if you invest some money into it, you can get good at it. Like China's gotten good at it, and like, you know, Japan, and like everybody, there's a lot of really good countries at curling right now.
Winter Games Central, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as always. Former players start doing podcasts, and some of them start running their mouths a little too loosely, and they get checked by former teammates, thinking I'm never going to get checked because all the public just loves me. We had an amazing moment yesterday with Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger has a podcast. I think he does it from the basement of his house.
Okay.
He has like a man cave set up. Bring some talk show guy that he's friendly with.
Okay.
To host a show for him. And once a week he waxes poetic about usually the Steelers, but overall the NFL.
Okay.
And, hey, I'm Ben Roethlisberger, so if you're a football fan, a Steeler fan, I imagine you probably listen to it.
A lot of cachet there, in theory.
Yeah. So Joey Porter decided to give it a listen a couple times. I didn't like what he heard. Here's Joey Porter on Ben Roethlisberger.
Then 7 definitely broke the brotherhood because,
that's the one I don't understand.
The 7 dude that we don't talk about.
I know.
is crazy. Like out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone and really talk Steeler business. Yeah. Because if we talking Steeler business, his ass is foul of all foul. Like the shit that he's did is foul of all foul. He's not a good teammate. Won a Super Bowl with him, but the person, he's just not a good teammate. Like he knows that. Anybody in the Steeler building knows that, but we protected him because I've only won 1 Super Bowl, and that was my quarterback. So do I love my quarterback? Yeah, but is he a good person? No.
Wow, that's actually the Cam Hayward podcast. I think that's Diana Rossini.
Yes,
sitting there, feeling all comfortable.
I don't think she thought that was coming.
Probably not. I thought it was disrespectful that she's on her phone. I hate that. Yeah, like when you and I are talking, if you're on your phone looking at your phone, it's like disrespectful.
No.
But Joey Porter, throwing Big Ben under the bus, bad teammate, and worse, bad person.
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple things that Ben did or was accused of doing that are quite famous. Obviously, the alleged rape in a bathroom in a nightclub,
which he was suspended for.
Yes, he was,
and was sued civilly.
Yes,
for.
I think criminal charges were dropped.
Yes,
but there was a civil settlement with the gal that claims that he took advantage of her sexually in a bathroom stall at a nightclub.
Yes, and I did speak to the owner of said nightclub.
Yes,
and the nightclub owner, in his opinion. He believes Ben was guilty. That was the owner's opinion.
Yeah, I think if you ever took a minute to hear what that alleged story was, I'm not sure what happened behind that locked door, but I can tell you I've been in that club, and I can tell you that if a celebrity like Ben Roethlisberger says to the bouncer that's outside the door to that bathroom, hey, no one's allowed in here for the next 20 minutes, and you've got a gal on your arm, that bouncer doesn't want to break bro code, so he's like, you got it. And you figure that you don't know it's not consenting if you're the bouncer. And I don't know what happened behind that bathroom door stall, but I know what the gal claimed happened.
Yes.
And I know the criminal case went away and a check got written. And then amazingly, I think it was a week later, he found God. 6 months later, got married. Something along that is like weird timeline like that.
That is the correct,
it was like,
roughly the correct
I got to get
timeline.
people off my scent, so I'm going to find a nice, innocent, honest, church-going gal, fall in love with her, get married, so nobody questions what I was doing in a bathroom stall at a nightclub with a gal that I just met.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And I know that there were teammates upset about his motorcycle accident where he missed time, broke his jaw, and had other things after the motorcycle. First of all, it's well known no pro athletes allowed to ride a motorcycle.
During,
it's in the contract. It's in the contract. And there were teammates upset with that, amongst other things.
Yeah, look, a lot of quarterbacks play the role of, I'm a type A leader of men. And by the way, they might be. But there's a lot of those guys that are type A leaders of men who are also very arrogant and selfish and not so much about the team.
Yeah.
Now, in football, I think Joey Porter talked about it. Look, my job is to support my quarterback. My job is to follow my quarterback into a burning house if that's what he says, because I cannot win a Super Bowl without a leader at quarterback. And Joey Porter said that.
Yeah.
Did I like the guy? No. Was he a good teammate? No. But I only have 1 Super Bowl championship, and that guy was my quarterback. Very young Ben Roethlisberger, but it was my job to have that guy's back 24/7, 365. That's my job. But now that I'm retired, now that he's retired and he's decided to talk a lot of smack. That's what we do. I'm going to talk a little smack back. I'm not going to get specific. I'm not going to tell tales that I'm not supposed to tell because you know the mantra of an NFL locker room. What is said here and seen here stays here, right?
Yeah.
So Joey Porter just reminded everybody, let's not get it twisted. Ben Roethlisberger should zip his lip. He ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah,
I love that.
I really love it. And Porter's a guy with enough stroke and crazy enough to where Ben's going to be careful what he says.
Ben's not going to say a damn thing about it. And if I'm his coach, Ben, your reaction? No, nothing. Have yourselves a great day. We'll flip it and do it again tomorrow.